5 passionate. It has been marked by what I would call by passionate speeches, energetic crowds, bold promises, and a clear shift in tone. The program is the briefing of the campaign Your Life on Canal International. I'll be right back just after the jingle. And in today's edition of the briefing, the campaign, we have 2 guests, and all of them, let's say, they are observers. They have been observing the scene, observing how campaigns have been unfolding in different parts of Cameroon. The first person I want to introduce, he is on my left, is called Dr. Nick Nwayam. He is a political observer. He is a promoter of the St. Louis University Institute of Cameroon. How are you doing, Doc?
Oh, thank you very much. It's great being with you tonight, and I think this is one of the most exciting topics we have to deal with today because of the fever in the air. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And we are on October 5, which is the International Day for Teachers, or World Teachers Day, and I know you have an institution where a lot of teachers are working now. What description do you make of teachers, and what message do you give to teachers?
Oh yeah, and the 5th of October is my son's birthday, you know. My first son, he's 42, 43, I can't remember, but he's in the US. Okay. And happy birthday, my son. Yeah, and we're talking about teachers. You know, teachers are the backbone of the society and the community. And going forward, you know, if you probably were following what I put on social media the other day about teachers, you know, after this presidential election, that core of the teachers will be revamped. Mm-hmm.
And candidates have to talk about it. As looking at the education sector is one of the areas where they have to.
Many of the candidates don't even know. Many of the candidates don't know what a good education is, so they might not be talking about it. But after the election, something is going to be done about the education. And
we'll be talking about the messages. We'll even try to see if most of the candidates are taking education as a priority in their manifestos. We'll talk about that, Doc.
All right, thanks.
We equally have Augustine Wendom. He is a journalist with Veritas Radio and Television. How are you doing, Augustine?
I'm doing good, Maureen, and it's good to be.
Because you are here as a journalist, and the first question I want to ask you, what are the challenges that you're facing as a journalist covering campaigns so far? Because we're 1 week gone, and we have 1 week left.
In fact, when you talked about challenges, so far, since the campaigns have been quite opened, mm-hmm. and the challenges we have is only when campaigns are in the suburbs, in the interlands, where you cannot actually have access, you know, to get to the different candidates. Mm-hmm. But when they are around the metropolis, I think that they are accessible.
And you think journalists have been fair so far in the coverage of the campaign so far?
I think that the National Communication Council, mm-hmm. President George Bonken Kalabese, actually did a call to order mm-hmm. the other day, and I say, wow, that is fine. But on a whole, I want to tell you that it has been balanced reporting as far as the media is concerned for this very electoral electoral campaigns in this country.
Thank you so much. I would like to start with Dr. Nick Nwayam. The first question is, how will you assess the overall atmosphere so far? You're 1 week gone, and we have 1 week left. Oh. Now, what assessment do you have 1 week of campaigns already?
Oh,
different candidates.
You know, for those of you who were not around in 1992, thereabouts, when there was the last presidential election of this sort, mm-hmm. I would say that what we are witnessing now, we witnessed the same thing in the 1992, thereabouts. Mm-hmm. Thereafter, there has not been anything like this. Okay. And I think the spark comes from 2 people. The spark comes from Kamto and then Chiroma. Mm-hmm. These 2 kind of gave it the energy that the country needed. Mm-hmm. And so the ball is rolling very fast, and we are seeing a lot of exciting things. And people who used to take elections for granted, even the voters, everybody is rushing to get their cards now.
So the atmosphere so far is electric?
It's electrified, yes.
All right.
Yes.
Augustine, the same views?
Sure. I was not there in 92.
That's what I'm telling you.
Mm-hmm. I was a schoolboy, and I learned with nostalgia, mm-hmm. you know. Mm-hmm. And since 92, there was a kind of political dormancy.
Yeah.
You know, the docility had gone for close to about 30 years
Yes.
down the train.
Yeah.
And anyone who is not saying that it is electric this time around, I begin to see a lot of awareness, particularly enthusiasm in the young people. Because from 92 down, you know, electioneering was kind of relegated to the to people of the third age. Okay, but this time around, you get the youth enthusiastic. And like Dr. Nick said, I'm just wishing that the crowds around the different candidates will have their sovereign power. And the sovereign power of every citizen is your electoral card.
All right.
Because, and not just getting the electoral card, Maureen, like Professor Bernard Sokeka Folland once said that once remain a slave, even though entitled to an electoral card, if you do not know why you are voting.
All right.
So me, I'm thinking that we did, electrified
So you think that Cameroonians are understanding the importance of elections, their role in involving in the electoral process, and your rights?
I used to
part
hear
of the
about
process.
mastering the democratic process in Cameroon. At one moment, they talk about advanced democracy. I was putting a lot of questions because I was not seeing how Cameroonians were interested in electioneering. But this kind of atmosphere, I can begin to talk about the culture of democracy taking toll. And that can only be, be confirmed when election results are finally proclaimed.
All right. Now,
and then it's been observed that there was a level play field, and that is free, fair, and transparent.
Now, Doc, we're talking about an electric atmosphere. It means
Yes.
a lot is happening.
Yes.
What description does it signal an undertone message?
Yes, it signals an undertone message. You would ask, what are the push and pull factors to that? And you have to understand that we have a lot of problems in Cameroon. I mean, you must be very dishonest to say that there are no problems in Cameroon. We have a lot of problems in Cameroon, and a lot of people who are supposed to have solved those problems are His Excellency President Paul Biya's ministers and directors. But you've heard me say this so many times on air. But they spend their time praising the president, writing books to praise the president, instead of doing the jobs for which they have been appointed. That has been the error. You are put there as a minister or a director to solve the problems of the common good, diligently and effectively. And that is the best way you can support the president. You support the president by doing your work. But most people, the president had the misfortune of appointing professors, people from ENAM titles, and then, some political people who supported him. He just gave them posts like gifts, but they had no clue what to do with power. So they spend the whole time dancing around and drinking whiskey and eating caviar. So we are in a situation now where people are saying, enough of this, we don't want it. There are so many youths on the streets without jobs, the roads are broken, and there's no water, there's no electricity, so people are angry.
But we're talking about the briefing campaigns. If you start talking about the CPDM, there's no one here to defend the CPDM.
Oh, I'm CPDM. I'm CPDM. I'm CPDM. Don't bother. I'm CPDM.
But we are looking at campaigns.
Yeah.
We're not trying to look at the problems here. And then I want to
I can attest to the fact that Dr. Nick is a CPDM.
A different type, though.
All right, I want us to look at the campaigns on the field so far. And I want to start with that of Issa Chiroma Bakare, that is presently in Douala. As we speak, our technicians are going to give us the images, and despite the heavy downpour in Douala behind the Bepanda Omispo or Stadium in Douala, a determined crowd. You can see the images already gathered in anticipation to the arrival of Issa Chiroma Bakare, president or presidential candidate of FSNC. According to a reporter on the ground, at least 30,000 people are reported to be on the site, because our reporter Junior Sen is presently on the site, bringing us up to date with information and images. As you can see, standing firm in the rain, chanting his name and waving party colors. The atmosphere is electric, as he says, filled with music, slogans, and hopeful anticipation. He's supposed to see their presence is a sign of confidence they have in his leadership and a vision for more just and inclusive Cameroon. We're talking about images of Issa Chiroma Bakare that is presently in Douala on campaign. Before Douala, he was in the southwest region, in Boya and in Limbe. Now, Doctor, I want to ask the first question. Looking at the images of Issa Chiroma Bakare on the field, what comes to your mind first?
Yeah, you're talking about, when you're talking about the field here, I want to interpret it in two ways. The field, as you know, has been happening in Bamenda, in all other places, Limbe and so on, or the field as happening in Bepanda right now. I would say that there are crowds we've not seen before. Like I said, they were only in 1992 that we witnessed things like that. And when I was coming to the studio a moment ago, you know, there was quite a long line of people and cars and things, starting from the bridge going through Rond-Point Daidu in the direction of the stadium, and it's thick, and the people are jubilant, dancing and shouting in the rain. And I think this is what is very particular about it is that people are in the rain and are looking forward to this Messiah of theirs. So there is more to it than just support. I mean, if someone can be in the rain and brave it and it's dancing and so on, the motorcycles are just there, not going for passengers and so on. So you can see the level of sacrifice.
Yeah. And Augusto, how do you describe the attitude of the man Issa Chiroma Bakare so far in campaign, 1 week on and 1 week left?
I think that is a kind of a tempting question. It's a tempting question because if I want to look at Chiroma Bakare as the Minister of Communication, Chiroma Bakare as the Minister of vocational training, and Chiroma Bakare as a presidential candidate, I begin to put a lot of questions that crosses my mind. Is it the man for rapture? Is it the man for rapture? Is it the Napoleon Bonaparte that was the a child of the revolution, and at the same time a betrayer of the revolution? That is where I am perplexed, and that is where I am a dilemma. Morindi, what I know about Cameroonians is that Cameroonians have been yearning for change. Cameroonians have been yearning for change, and they needed somebody to spur them. Okay? And Chiroma Bakare happened to offer that platform. Okay? He happened to offer that platform. So if you are asking me about the man Chiroma Bakare, I saw him on the street of Bamenda, and I saw him apologize to the Anglophones, which to me, that is not sufficient. Yeah, because to talk about the Anglophone crisis in Cameroon, it cannot be mere words to heal the wounds, okay? But it takes humility in a political arena, in a political atmosphere where we don't experience ethics in politics. Because the Cameroonian political spectrum, we have not been able to experience ethics in politics, which Doc said is for the common good. Politics with the human face. But if a politician of the pedestal of Issa Chiroma Bakare can stoop to apologize, I want to ask whether it's sincere or is not sincere?
All right, that's the question you are asking, and
Yes.
it stays with you. Now, I want to get back to Doc. Were you expecting candidates like this to attract so much crowd at this point in time?
Yes, the thing is, the public has been very, very hungry. And, you know, for some odd reason, I don't know who told a lot of Cameroonians that politics is supposed to be dirty and that politics is about lies. And so for a very long time, people had been used to dirty tricks and lies and manipulation. So, you know, this is a window of opportunity where people can begin to see some truth and trust whatever people say. If people are doubting Issa Chirome Bakare and asking whether he actually has apologized, it's because this lie telling has gone on for too long and it's become a way of life. It's become our surname. So, you know, people are kind of like, you know, wondering, is he really sincere? Because, of course, you know, before now, when he was Minister of Communication, if you said Issa Chiroma, everybody said a lie. I mean, he was equivalent to a lie. So now, he says he's no longer telling lies, but, you know, I know we are all Christians, but Issa Chiroma demonstrates something which is very, very powerful, the power of humility, the ability to apologize and to stoop low, which is something that no minister has done in Cameroon. So he is the first out of many who has done it. And I think his name will go down in history for doing it, for doing the good thing and the bad thing. And don't forget, you know, for those of you who are used to the Bible, you know there was a Saul, right? And when the light hit him, he became a Paul.
Okay.
And then Saul, as a Jew, was very dedicated to the Jewish way of dealing with blacklegs. And then when he became a convert of Christ, he became the best of apostles, I would say. So look at Chiroma in that light. You know, Chiroma is looking at it and saying, you know, God has sent me this time around to do something. I'm not saying that Chiroma would win or he might win or what. That's not what we're saying. But whether Chiroma will win or not, Chiroma is like this hot rod that is pushing through the bottoms of the CPDM. If you are not waking up, I'm going to overtake you.
All right, we'll move away from Issa Chiroma, though we'll come back because we're talking about candidates. Let's talk about Patricia Tomaino on Damjoya that was in Douala yesterday. She pulled the crowd as well. She is the presidential candidate for Cameroon Democratic Union. We're talking about UDC of Tomaino and Damjoya. We want the technicians to put the images what we saw yesterday at South the Fed Aqua, where supporters march along with her through the city, waving banners. We have the images already and chanting songs, gathering to hear her speak. In her address, she presented the core pillars of her political agenda, including inclusive governance, youth employment, equitable healthcare, and improved infrastructure. She stressed the needs for ethical leadership, calling on Cameroonians to reject manipulation and reclaim their voice through the ballots. As the only woman in the 2025 presidential race, her campaign continues to attract a strong support from women groups and civil society organization. She declared the moment is a moment of a change. Like, I want to emphasize that her campaign is attracting a lot of strong mobilization from women groups and associations. Now, Augustine, when we look at images of Tomaino and Damjoya, what analysis you make of her campaign on the field so far?
To be very honest, and I stand corrected, I want to say that the campaigns, the electoral campaigns for 2025 presidential elections in Cameroon is pointing to the horizon that each political formation has its militancy.
Okay. Each
political formation has its militancy. Yes, the Bakaris can go above militancy because of nostalgia.
That's what I wanted to ask, because when you look at some of the crowd, it's not just about militants. We have others that we have sympathizers that are joining because maybe they are seeing a vision, they are seeing a message attracted by something.
They are just being spared.
All right.
But I want to tell you that there have been consistency in militancy discovered during these campaigns. Because even there is nothing you can actually describe as a small party in this campaign.
So there's no small party?
No.
Okay.
Because in each political gathering, you find their followers are there. The followers are there. They might not make a strong impact, but they have militants, all right? And mind you that during political campaigns is the time where political actors go for recruitment, okay? Those recruited, are they militants? Or they are just, an enthusiastic or sentimental persons because of goodies and all the like? Those are the dynamics in these elections. But to say it all, you cannot say because in a political campaign, if you're going by opinion polls, you will get those who are topping the chart, and you get those who are average, you get those who are at the bottom.
At the level of Tomaino Damjoya, at least she's there, she has been consistent, and for now?
That is a consistent political figure, very coherent, okay? I believe that she succeeded her husband, and there was a kind of minimis around her political wit. But of late, Tomaino Damjoya had proven that she can be a political material within the woman's folk, And I don't think that I want to see that women are not just following her because she is a woman. They should follow her because she is selling a vision. She's selling a program. Because I actually flicked through the manifestos of the 12 candidates. And I can talk from a journalistic point of view that there are some candidates I am wanting within their programs. But there are some candidates that have wonderful political programs.
All right.
Yes.
Now, Dr. Nick, now when you look at Patricia Tomaino and Damjoya,
yes,
do you think that she can sail through?
No way.
She can sail through. When you look at her strategy so far in the campaign,
yes.
Now, what analysis you make?
Oh, thank you very much. You just give me a few minutes to paint the picture so that you can see.
Okay.
To be able to answer that question, I would say that when you take the 12 candidates that we have now, we can put them in 3 boxes. And before we even go into those boxes, I read something this afternoon on social media that made me laugh. The elections that we are witnessing now, someone kind of like put it in a picture form, so we have 12 criminals on the cross. Which one would you bring down? So technically, when he says 12 devils, so what he's essentially saying is that none of them is clean. And when you already start by understanding that none of them clean.
And no one is perfect. If you start by yourself. That's good.
So we need to understand that. So if you start wanting to look for a perfect one among them, it doesn't exist. So we first accept that the 12 of them are all devils, each in its own right. Now that said, the Damjoya she's in a class of her own. She's in a class of her own. And then when you look at, when we started, there was this fever and agitation about having a consensual candidate, which never happened, but nature is making it happen. And during that fight, there were people who said, "Oh, no, we cannot be," and there are some reasons for that. And technically, if you're going to look at it, the fight is between the CPDM and Issa Chiruma. As far as we are concerned now, that's where the fight is. And then when you see under the CPDM, I might be wrong, I might be right, but because I do Ngambe and sometimes you can lie, The UNDP is UNDP, SDF, Cabral, Libi, and the Muna and the other. They are spoilers for the SDM, for the CPDM. Whether you like it or not, that's how it is.
That's your opinion.
It's my opinion.
Which I would differ.
Yeah, you can differ.
No, you differ.
Yes, there are spoilers, and I can give you reasons why.
Okay.
And when they were categorically refusing the issue of the consensual candidate, it was because if people came together, that would put their master, the CPDM, in a lot of difficulties. So, you know, they are there to break the vote. Not necessarily to become presidents, but to just break the vote. And then, you know, the MRC, you know, when Kamto said people could do whatever they want, you can see that the bulk are going towards Chiroma. So that is that. Then now let's come to Madame Ndamjoya. Madame Ndamjoya is a very interesting character, and I think I took note of her when she tore someone's head in Parliament with her shoe. Do you remember? She removed her shoe and threw it at one of the parliamentarians, and she was breathing. I mean, she was breathing hell more than Jezebel, and you know, I thought that was too aggressive. And since then, I kept an eye on her. When she was in Parliament, the husband was the mayor, and then the husband passed on, and I don't know the events, but she became the mayor, and then she fought and also became the, what do you call it again, the party, the president. You see, she has a grabbing spirit that has no measure. That grabbing spirit is very frightening, because a political party is teamwork. It's about you doing this, I'm doing that, and we all do it together. So one gets the impression that it was a family thing. It's not family. It's not a family business.
We're talking about campaign here.
No. We are talking about campaign. No, I understand, but that goes into her character. Are you getting what I'm saying? Yeah. And she cannot be the president because of that. It's very important that all Cambodians... But we allow
the masses to decide that, and not deciding that.
No. The masses must learn the truth about candidates and what to look for. We are here to teach the people. I mean, none of them pays me. I'm here to tell people what to look for. And if we keep on sugarcoating and so on, that's why we'll always remain poor. I'm of the CPDM, but you need to hear me when I'm criticizing Paul Biya.
All right, Augustine, you differ. All right.
Yes.
You're against. You're giving a contrary.
I differ because since the inception of multi-party politics, in Cameroon, I was a schoolboy. I'm talking under the control of the org. Okay, but I've got to study the issue of coalitions and consensual candidates within the political spectrum of Cameroon. Cameroonian politicians, first and foremost, do not trust each other. Secondly, you know, in this election, you will find politicians of the medieval era, and you find politicians of the new generation, like the Joshua Austin Nabangi, like the Cabra Libi, Lengenge, like Eyodi, like you know, Matumba. Okay, these are new breed, a new generation of politicians.
I think we're not here to bring down any candidate.
No.
We are here to talk about their campaign so far, analyze their strengths.
I just want to differ on one point that, you know, the Social Democratic Front,
very closely.
Yes. If you look at the campaigning, for the fact that Honorable Joshua, who is chairman of the SDF, refused coalition, does not mean he is playing for the CPDM. Because I follow his political manifesto, and I follow that of Cabral Libi, and they advance very strong points. Very strong points. Yes, because first and foremost, the two candidates resigned from government. They didn't see them to cause rupture of what they had been the spoiler. You begin to see that is the point here. But to look at Madame Ndamjoya, I want to agree with Dr. Nick on the fact that, you know, a woman, no matter how politically strong a woman should be, there should be empathy found in such a woman. There should be, you know, there should be a kind of humility, there should be a kind of submissiveness.
Motherly
submissiveness. But if you look at Madame Ndamjoya and her aggressive nature, and don't put it in what part excellence. You know, when you get a woman who grabbed up and does not even follow procedure in doing that, she cannot get to the top job. She can't get to the top job. Because first and foremost, you have to know.
Like I said, we are here for the brief, and I think women need to be given the chance to go to the top.
But for them,
we are here to talk about their campaign so far.
For women to,
and we are not here to talk about a candidate that can or cannot.
No.
And I think on October 12th, the voters are going to decide who grabs the top job.
But then,
so far, I think we need to even encourage a lone woman in the race. What she's doing,
we admire
a lot of courage to do that.
I admire her. But character traits.
Character first.
Character traits in every. I started by telling you, Maureen, if Africa had to evolve democratically and enjoy democratic culture, there must be ethics in politics.
All right. Now, I want us to look at another presidential candidate. We're talking about Jean Bouka, and this Sunday, October 5, presidential candidate Jean Bouka continued his tour with a high energy push through the West Adamawa regions. He was in towns like Batsie, in Baham, in Banjul, in Bafoussam, Fumbot. He was equally in Gandare. The MCNC candidate engaged with local population in these areas, and he did a lot of promises which include infrastructure developments. He talked about reforms, equitable governance. Reports say his convoy was welcomed with warmth and curiosity as he emphasized on decentralization, local empowerment, and accountability in public service. Now, when you look at a candidate like Jean Bouka, Dr. Nick, and the message is conveying. I want us to focus on the message is conveying on the people. Now, how to describe his campaign so far and the messages, his strategy on the field?
First and foremost, I must apologize that, I don't pay attention to all candidates. It's unfortunate. I think I'm just I don't know whether I'm biased or just too busy. I don't pay attention to, do you know the 80-40, the 80-20 rule? The Paretos rule. If you use the Paretos rule, sometimes you tend to sieve things out. Now, but the point I wanted to emphasize on is this issue of political manifestos, which is, you've asked me the same question in another way, what they are saying. It's cost. I mean, I think it's public knowledge that most politicians, more often than not, they lie, and very few of them tell the truth, now and again. But when you see all these manifestos, all those things are AI generated. It doesn't come from the heart. All those things, what am I going to tell the people so that they are happy? So that you put it in the computer, it throws it back at you, you copy it and you come and read it to the people, but you don't believe in it. And how do you know? How do you know? I've been saying that, you've heard me talk about the third option where I'm saying that actually if we want Cameroon to go forward, administrators should be elected, not appointed. And ministers should not just be appointed. The post of minister is advertised. People write a letter, an application telling why they would be the minister and what they will do. And then in so doing, they should show something, show what you have been able to do, number one, for yourself, number two, for the community, and so on, so that we sieve all these job seekers who have nothing, who just sweet talk and then look for work. We need to sieve those, and the best way to do it is not read the political whatever. We read your political thing. You say, oh, I like to bring hospitals, I like to bring schools. Then we say, okay, you love it so much, let's go to your village and see what you did for the dispensary in your village, the school in your village. Right. That's where you should test them, not what they come and are telling you. It's a lie. All
right, Augustine, we're talking about candidate Jean Bouka, who has been in the West region today, in Batsie, in Bafoussam, Banjul. And do you think that he has been, his messages has been attracting population, the crowds?
Maureen, there is something that is capital in these campaigns this time around. Because in other political consultations in the country, you'll find some candidate completely absent. You won't even see them on the field. But I want to tell you that all the 12 candidates, they have been crisscrossing towns, villages, and the interlands. Okay? Because I've been seeing candidates in Moral, seen candidates in Gide, seen candidates even in the Northwest region this time around, which was not the case in 2018. You get campaigns in divisional headquarters, and these are being done by candidates. So you were talking about Bukar. I think that there is a central message that all these candidates are carrying across to Cameroonians. Everybody is talking about change. Dr. Nick said it, you know, manifesto, you can go get anything from the internet and you present to the people. And I want to agree with him that there should be probity.
But they have their manifestos, right?
Yes.
So it's not just going to copy on the internet.
No. And to copy on the internet cannot be a day's job. Because it's a whole manifesto. To get a whole manifesto, I mean, because you're addressing a wide range of issues. You are addressing the economy, you are addressing the culture, you are addressing health, you're addressing education, you are addressing water and energy, you are addressing. So it takes a candidate, a lot more to put in place a manifesto. But now, it boils down to the fact that at this manifesto, speaking volume, which I say not for all the candidates, but some of the candidates have wonderful manifestos. And I just want to say that some of the candidates, you know, when I was listening to a state minister in this country, he said just qualified or be retained to be a presidential candidate is already too big.
All right.
For one. But then I don't think that presidential elections should be a mockery.
All right.
It should not be. That is an election that is dealing with the destiny of a nation and people.
Now, Dr. Nick, do we have candidates that are standing out tall?
Yeah.
In terms of messages, in terms of the way they're campaigning, in terms of their strategy so far on the field. But I'm not saying the call names, but I know I just want you to give me analysis based on that.
Well, it was based on that I told you that there are two major camps that are competing.
Okay.
The guy who is in power now, and the other guy from the north. It's just those two forces. You are the one who called the name, I think.
All right, Doc.
Then the others they fall under them, and that's it.
All right.
But if I want to talk about messages, I will not put the CPDM and Chiroma to be having the best messages. No, because I read through what you know, the SDF chairman, Honorable Joshua Osei, had put in place as a manifesto.
But so far, he's the one pulling crowds, right? Than the others. It means there is something that is attracting the masses.
No.
There is something that is making people to have
Let me tell you, it is
to listen more and get more.
It is not necessarily about message. It is about personality code.
Okay.
It is about personality. Okay? Chiroma Bakari is from the system. And he's not telling the people are going to bring down this system. It's not a political manifesto.
Okay. All right, let's also talk about the CPDM. And we have we had a receptive population that are open to messages of peace and hope. We are talking about grassroots militants. We are talking of the CPDM in Konki division today, which has spanned almost 3 subdivisions with just days to go. Activities are unfolding smoothly with campaigns efforts led successfully by the heads of the local campaign commissions, the different local campaign commissions. The heads of the CPDM campaign in Konki has also expressed satisfaction. Meantime, the Secretary General of the CPDM, that's the Prime Minister Tulu, that was in the east in Onyong today, and telling our supporters to vote for the party. And meantime, the Secretary General of the CPDM Central Committee, Jean Cliquez, is presiding over a major rally this October, or presided over a major rally this October 5 in Bamenda in the northwest region of Cameroon, just 1 week ahead of the presidential election. The goal of the gathering is to mobilize and strengthen resolve and to resolve the problems, grassroots communication. And we're talking here of the CPDM. Now, how do you measure the strategy of the CPDM? Because they're almost everywhere.
Yeah.
They have sub-commissions that are working on the ground, meeting people one-on-one directly, holding meetings, but not as attracting huge crowds.
Yes, the campaign strategy of the CPDM is completely different from the campaign strategy of the other opposition guy, I mean the big one. And but you know, the CPDM has this advantage that they are planted everywhere. That's their strength, and to be able to beat them on that is going to take something. While the CPDM does not have those massive crowds, they are doing what you call this one. You could liken it to a door-to-door campaign. Yes, campaign de proximité. That's what they are using with the campaign de proximité, and talking directly to a few people, you know, and they have so many resource persons. You see, when you see like the other campaigns, okay, is a team leader who is talking to this big crowd and that big crowd. When he goes, you don't know who is talking to who again. But these ones, the leader of the CPDM is sitting and having a cool head with cool coffee, and then, you know, he sent out his hunting dogs, and they're doing their job. You know, everybody in his small area, and they know themselves. They know the names of their cousins and something. So it's a family business there, and so it's completely different. And that is what the opposition is going to find very difficult to beat.
All right, Augustine, do you think the CPDM is doing a great job in terms of campaign so far?
You don't
1 week gone. What analysis do you do of the campaign strategy so far? Do you think they're attracting crowds?
As a smart journalist, you can't even ask that question, but the CPDM are still the political space. I mean, nobody can counter this.
And how do you measure that?
As Dr. Nick has said, it shows that the strength of a political party is in plantation, first and foremost. If you are in everywhere within the nook and cranny of the national territory, and you just come, like Dr. Nick said, I was not there in 1992, but I was a schoolboy. You will not see John Frundi in Babongo, but you see party militants campaigning for his party in Babongo. You see them campaigning everywhere. But the major political party, even the one that is now being pitted as the you know, the frontline rival to the incumbent President Paul Biya, you only hear crowd around when Chiroma is around.
Okay.
But when he is not there, who talks about him?
And who says he doesn't have people on the ground when he leaves?
No, but you and
have
I
been
are
on
journalists.
Field? Have you been everywhere?
You and I are journalists.
Reporting, even in neighborhoods.
Before his campaign today, you have not seen any gathering anywhere that they are campaigning
like
for
I
him.
said, we are here to analyze the campaign strategies. And
we
not
are saying that no, I'm not destabilizing. I am saying that you find CPDM in Misije, you find them in Gide, you find them just everywhere. And I think that the next political party that can surprise you can be the political party that is better implanted within the national territory. Because Dr. Nick said something here which could play capital in politics. You know, campaign of proximity. Campaign of proximity means door to door. Militants will enter your house and sit and talk with you, and we don't even know what they will leave with you. And just that act alone changed dynamics.
All right. But do you think, Doc, is going to be history or is going to be, given on the platter of gold like always?
Oh, you mean this presidential election? This presidential election, for starters, is a turning point in Cameroon. That is, if you understand the concept of turning point. Because the CPDM has been taking a lot of things for granted.
Correct.
This time around, dinner is over. You've got to fight for it. You don't just take it for granted. And even before I get lost into a couple of things, may I just point out one or two things. Before the election started, we were having these campaigns. It's good to have peace before, during, and after elections. And I'm here to draw the attention of the nation to something. I was very disturbed, and I'm still very disturbed, about some CPDM elites who don't want to see other political parties in their territory, so to speak. Okay. I'm thinking of in a place like Mundemba. I think there was a lady senator out there who misbehaved, as far as I'm concerned. And then the mayor too of somewhere, he said that.
Konsamba.
No, wait a minute. There was a mayor who said that there was a football pitch. They said it was President Paul Biya football pitch, and they didn't want to see some other person. I think that is very unfortunate.
Correct.
And then there was one other lady senator, that tall one. She said she didn't want people. Things like that are not good. And then now, campaigns...
It's supposed to be fair game for everyone,
it's fair game.
Level play field.
Look, you see, let me say this. When it is not the campaign period, they say, opposition, don't say anything, it's not campaign period. And don't go anywhere. But when the campaign period is open for these 2 weeks, people are supposed to go everywhere and sell their goods, so to speak. How can you block other political parties from coming to the south? It's not right. No. Why do you do that? It's not right. That's how wars are started. It's not fair. And I remember in 2018 or thereabouts, I know a very, very big elite in the north who burned the T-shirts of another political party. I felt like crying. This kind of behavior is not allowed. It's not allowed at all. It's not gentlemanly.
Okay. Let's equally talk about the SDF campaign on the field so far. The SDF candidates made campaign stopover in Marwa. That was yesterday, Saturday, October 4, which marks a significant moment in the campaign trail. We're asking the technicians the other way to bring us images of the Social Democratic Front SDF Honorable Joshua Osei that was in Marwa yesterday, October 4, 2025, which marked a significant moment in the campaign trail as it showcased the parties, count all the parties' commitment to national presence and inclusion, especially in regions historically affected by insecurity. In front of an enthusiastic crowd, the candidate emphasized the need for real democratic change, justice, and rebuilding trust between citizens and institutions. Women and youths were particularly encouraged to take ownership of the future. He talked on priorities. He talked about improved infrastructure, empowerment of local councils, job creations for young people, a stronger stand for transformation in every area. Now, Doc, when you look at the SDF party so far in the campaigns, what analysis do you make? We're talking of the Social Democratic Front right now. Yes. They were in Marwa and they continue their campaign in the northern parts of Cameroon.
When I was coming to the studio now, I was reading something from a reverend pastor from Jian who was accusing me that I don't like OC, I don't like the SDF, and they were saying things like, you don't like them. You guys of the Northwest, you hate him because he's from the Southwest. So, I mean, I just thought that was not fair, and I was asking him the permission whether I could answer and share, because it's not fair. You know, when we start defending people, you defend somebody because he's from your tribe. You defend somebody because he's from your region. When you start thinking in those terms, then it doesn't work. But I would like to say that OC is doing a great job. He's all over the whole place. He's relatively implanted, but you know, after the passing on of the chairman and all the difficulties the SDF went through, their numbers dwindled. But when it came to implantation, in the early days, they were just as implanted as the CPDM. But their numbers have dwindled for several reasons that I don't want to mention here. And so it's good, it's part of the gallery, but I don't know how far he can go with that. But that said, I wish him well. And
let's talk about his messages. I'm coming to your Gosano.
His messages. Oh, and yeah, talking about his messages. You know, one thing when you go on social media, when you go on social media, you also read, and then you get the what other people are saying. Some other gentleman, very knowledgeable, he wrote from the U.S. And saying, you know, when a pastor or a teacher, when you prepare a message, you tailor the message to the class you are talking to. So if, let's say, the headmaster of a school had a message to deliver to class 7, the language will be different and the style will be different from when he's delivering it to class 3. So OC's messages are ahead of his, how do you put it? He is delivering messages that are way in the style, and the messages are not in the spectrum of comprehension of Cameroonians now. What Cameroonians need now are, you know, they need this tsunami, you know, get this guy out of the way, let us do this one, you know. That's what they want. Don't tell them long and short stories, you know. So as far as the stories are good. They are good for 2033, but they are not good for this time. All those guys on Ben Sikin and so on, they have their things they are looking at. And, you know, the way the opposition was trying to actually encapsulate the message is different to a phrase, Bia must go, kind of, you know that yeah, whether what is happening, get him out of the way, then we can figure out what to do. But this guy is telling them what he will do. That's OC. Yeah, he's telling them what he will do. Whether he will do it or not is another story. But he's dealing with the details. But these guys want a treatment for the root. They want root treatment. But OC is dealing with leaf treatment. I don't know if I'm communicating here. He's into the detail. But people just want the big thing. Take down this tree. All right. But he doesn't seem to be taking down the tree.
Augustine. Yes, you come to the campaign tree of the Social Democratic Front that I took a lot of interest to read their manifesto, and I've been following all these the 12 candidates. I want to be very, very categorical. I want to come back to snappily to what Dr. Nick said. Me, as an Anglophone, I've been very, very disappointed. Very, very disappointed with some utterances that some Anglophones made.
Is it not possible to say English-speaking Cameroonians?
No. I want to say it categorically to who wants to hear. Okay? I am not of the pastor declaration because he wants to show a kind of a northwest-southwest divide, which is not even healthy in politicking at all. But I want to say that, like Dr. Nick said, if you want to compare Honorable Joshua Osei and the SDF in 2018 and Honorable Joshua Osei and the SDF in 2025, somebody should be giving a clap to the work Osei is doing, because they have evolved. In 2018, they were like completely missing in the game. But this time around, there is a show of force, there is a show of revival, within the ranks of a party that the base had basically been destroyed because of armed conflict. But they have been able to emerge as a national party. Today, you're getting him in Moral, you're getting him in the extreme north, in the interland.
Which is normal because he needs votes.
Beautiful.
You want him to stay in his home and have the votes?
I'm saying that he is not just going, but you get their party structures there. Dr. Nick said it, that if not of what happened, the next political party that is implanted nationally in this country is the SDF.
All right, let me get back
after the CPDM.
Let me get back to Dr. Nick. Now, let's look at the style and attitude of the man during the campaign.
Which man?
Osei. His style of doing it, his attitude, the way he's delivering, the way.
A moment ago, when I was talking about Madame Damjoy, I said I shouldn't. Now you're pushing me to talk about Osei. You're not serious.
We're going to talk about all.
Either we talk about all, we talk about none.
But we're talking, and I'm asking the questions here.
No, like we said, I work on principles. It has nothing to do with people.
Okay.
And if you want to succeed in life, I come back to my party cardinal. you must like work. You must like work that is well done. You must be honest. You must have self-discipline. You must pray, and you must respect the environment. So these things deal with character. And success in whatever you do, 75% of anybody's success is based on character and attitude. 25% is their certificates and all the other things. So you're asking me, what is the character of O.C. Joseph? Number one, he's elitist. He's not a down-to-earth person.
I'm not looking at the charisma, his attitude, the way of attracting with the way he delivers a message. That's what I'm talking about here.
No, we are not talking about a woman with powder and so on. No. What is attractive in a man is the character. It's not the dress you are wearing or anything. It's your character. Who are you? Are you trustworthy? Can people depend on you? Are you dependable? It's not something that people see when you come on the field. It's you. They have been seeing you in parliament, seeing you in things, seeing you how you intervene in this thing. Are you there for the people? That's what the core thing. The core thing when you have removed your dresses, and who are you when nobody is watching you? That's what matters. It's not when you go on the podium and no, that's not it. It's deep. And that deep thing, he needs to work on it.
So there's a lot of work that the different candidates, not just one,
like I said,
has to do in order to drum more support from the grassroots.
The best way of describing them is we have 12 devils on the cross.
If we want to talk the analysis Dr. Nick made of Honorable Joshua,
I don't want us to focus on one candidate.
No. You just asked about something about the way he carried on with his campaign and all the light. I want to say that humility is a virtue. Yeah, humility is for Honorable Joshua Osei, but I want to believe that as he ascended the majesty of his party.
A lot has evolved.
All right.
A lot has evolved. Now, I want us to talk about Hiram Samuel Eyudi, candidates of the FDC party. We are calling on the technicians to put us images of Hiram Eyudi Samuel, candidate of the FDC party. He was in Tiko in the southwest region of Cameroon. We're talking about Samuel Hiram Eyudi. This Sunday, October 5, 2025, he was in the southwest region of Cameroon, precisely in Tiko, as part of his ongoing presidential campaign. During his visit, he made a compassionate stop at the Tiko Cottage Hospital to check on the party member who was injured or attacked by armed groups. His gesture was seen as a symbol of solidarity, commitment to the safety and well-being of citizens. Eyudi then moved through key streets and markets in Tiko. I'm still calling on our technicians to put an image of Samuel Eyudi, because he met even with residents, market vendors, and local youth. He used the opportunity to rally support, share his party's vision for peace, development, and reconciliation, and to encourage voters to turn out massively, massively on October 12, 2025. Doctor, we're talking about the youngest candidate here so far.
Yes.
The strategy so far?
Like I said, you will excuse me for what I'm going to say. It's not of my making. I'm of the older generation. And so I understand people of my generation with whom I have grown. These are Gen Zs. They have the younger generation, they have the AI generation, they have the internet generation. So the younger people would understand them. And so, as an entrepreneur, entrepreneurs work our minds filter things in a different way. When I'm looking at the candidates, when I just go around to them, who's able to be the president? I select the first four and I'm concentrating on them. The other ones are cutting their teeth trying to cut their teeth in it. And honestly, I don't put energy on that.
They need to start from somewhere.
Yeah, they need to start from somewhere, and it's the growth path. And if I need to give them any advice, I would say that you've showcased yourself. People are seeing you. After these presidential things, the parliamentary elections are coming. Try to go into parliament and then grow from there and become strong like Cabral Libby. That's a strategy. I'm giving them free consultation.
All right, Augustine.
A consultation I adopt.
All right.
Okay. It's a consultation I adopt.
We've seen Hiram on the field.
Because
talking with the people, he's doing door to door, right?
Yes, he's doing door to door, and that's the youngest in the race. I started here by saying that presidential elections, it's a serious elections that is dealing with the destiny of a nation. For instance, my younger brother, that I would have loved to be his militant, he would have started from, you know, it may be from grassroots politics.
The council.
Then the council rise to parliamentary, like Dr. quoted Cabral Libi. We barely knew him when he came to the political arena.
But at least Iran should be encouraged. At least we have a youth that is there, interested in politics. At least maybe the fact that he's there is going to like pull other youths to get interested even in this campaign.
We're needing a youth that is going to change the status quo. For you to change the status quo, you don't jump over.
Yeah.
You need to start from the base.
Deceitful to jump.
That's it. You need to start from the base. That is my take here.
All right.
Because it takes a lot of mastering of the arts before you can get anywhere. But if you just like you want to venture into it, oh, come on.
All right. All right. I would like us to talk about Cabral Libi, who a PCRN campaign in Gidigis, that's in the far north region of Cameroon. Presidential hopeful Cabral Libi continued his campaign trail this Sunday in Gidigis in the far north region of Cameroon, where he was met by a vibrant crowd of supporters eager to hear his vision for the country. During the rally, Libi reaffirmed his commitment to youth employment, education, job creation, highlighting the need to bridge the development gap between urban and rural areas. He condemned poor governance, calling for a shift towards transparency, accountability, and renewed hope for all Cameroonians. The PCRN candidate also made strong appeals to women and the youth, encouraging them to believe in their role as a catalyst of national transformation. His message focused on real change, inclusive governance, and a break from business as usual politics. Now, we're talking about Cabral Libi. You've seen him also pull crowds.
Yeah.
Now, what analysis do you make of his campaign? We're 1 week already gone, and he started on day one, and he's been on, getting into all neighborhoods, getting into regions, divisions. He's there.
Well, I think he's in a growth, like I said, he's in a growth curve, and he should continue to grow, except that, you know, he's a very sweet talker, and I'm old enough to know that if you trust everybody who tells stories, you'll be in a lot of trouble.
Augustine went on. We're talking of Cabral Libi. He was in the final region today for campaign.
I think it's a generational breadth of politicians this nation should be admiring and, you know, keep supporting as being supportive and getting him there, you know, because Cabral Libi it started from a humble beginning, and you can see where he is. Dr. Nee said something philosophically. A smart politician should be one who have a convincing tongue. It should not be one who talk in proverbs or in parables. No, Cabral is an orator. Yeah, and he's using. I mean, that gift.
His message so far, his attitudes. I mean, so far.
Let me tell you, when I want to link the two. Honorable Joshua Nabangi surprised Cameroonians by depositing his candidature in Bamenda, where nobody could imagine. He launched his campaign at the Commercial Avenue in Bamenda, and the crowd that came out, in that tight, armed conflict, no one would expect it. The next one who got to Bamenda and was moving like a free boy was Cabral Libi. These are the bread of politicians Cameroon need.
All right.
Yes. And when he got to Bamenda, the first thing he did, because our father, Dr. Nick, appreciated the humility of candidate Issa Chiroma Bakari, but Cabral Libi did the same.
Okay.
He did the same.
All right, I'm seeing Doc wants to react.
There was something about it. You need to interpret the pictures very well.
Yes, though
I don't know
his
whether
case was...
Cabral Libi's case, if you saw the military mic behind him was very suspicious.
Very, very.
Yes.
Yeah.
So
a strong one.
Yeah. There was a lot of military things and so on, but they would show him, talking to a few black people, but they were military people all over the whole place, ready to shoot.
All right, Doc. I think we are concluding. Yes, it's unfortunate I could not get images of other political parties like Pews, but I know they have been working on the ground as well. Serge Espoir Matomba has been on the field from day one. He's doing an incredible job in terms of campaigns. I'm talking of what our reporters have been giving us on the field. I'm not the one saying that because we have reporters on the field checking on that. Now, as an observer, Doc, what indicators are you watching out closely? We are rounding up.
Before we round up in that, there was something I was going to bring up, then I forgot. When I was looking at the pictures of the Prime Minister and the others, in different places, and the ministers, I could see, you saw those administrators dressed in white and so on. The question I was asking is, are those administrators there as CPDM militants, or are they there in their administrative capacity? I mean, I'm a little bit confused. Are administrators, CPDM only, and should they be CPDM only? But if they were going there as CPDM militants, why didn't they just go in party uniform and just be quiet somewhere? If you could answer that question for me, I would be very happy.
I cannot answer because I'm the one giving you the questions here. So
yeah, I mean, it's a worry in my mind, if you don't mind.
Let's keep the worry, and then I want you to, because since we are running out, if there was,
what we should look for?
If there was an official here, I'm sure you would have answered that question for you. Yes. But now we're looking at, as an observer, what indicators are you looking at
for a presidential candidate?
Yes.
Look for someone who can solve your root problems. Don't look for storytellers. There are too many storytellers. Look for someone who would attack your problems on day one and solve them.
Okay.
On your fingertips, what are the problems? Number one, the Anglophone problem. Look for someone who will solve the Anglophone problem.
All right.
Number two, look for someone who will solve the youth problems. Number three, look for someone who will cure the nation of corruption. It's very important. Look for someone who would build.
We have elections on Sunday, and I mean, what advice, what indicators will you give to candidates at this point in time? Because I'm sure from tomorrow again is going to be another level of campaigning. You're asking, look, the venerated His Eminence Christian Cardinal to me. I mean, he's one of his publications tied, but for it to be made new, it is about the concerted effort of just every Cameroonian. All right. I'm not interested. We have 30 seconds to go because we're running out. I'm not interested in crowds that do not have electoral cards. I'm not interested in crowds that on voting day they will not go voting. And voting according to the spirit of the pastoral letter of the bishops of Cameroon. That go vote your consciences, defend your vote, and make sure that the verdict is the right one. All right, Doc, 3 seconds. Yeah, 3 words.
The party that would do well in these elections and win, if you use the principles of the third option, you will last there for 100 years.
All right, thank you.